Oh, why would you just ask me like I have any idea? Hold on, now I gotta check. Yeah, AGL week 1. Good start, good start, good start. We got a lovely, lovely game coming up. I think it's my first time seeing everybody on TASA Blue. Uh, on the Aristocrats, I've definitely seen kills. I've definitely seen Easton around, but I think Abound, Northward, and Physiology. The capitals threw me for a loop there. um, unless those are renames, I don't think I've seen those players either. So there's a lot of new stuff for me in this one. I'm very excited about it. See, I'm at a actually interesting position. I don't know if it is. I have to assume that Wumpus is still playing Caitlyn on the current patch. Um, as someone who's been playing a fair amount of bot lane recently, Caitlyn really kind of hit a wall in this new patch where she got some nerfs on her Q. She doesn't feel as oppressive anymore, and I feel like that's really bad because she was holding back some of the hyperscalers like Jinx, and she was kind of keeping them in their place. Now I feel like that's really going to run rampant, but Clown Gaming, assuming it's worth the ban, and we've got a lot of interesting things out of Clown Gaming. The Lux and the Maokai paired up can be flexible. You can send that Maokai top or support. You can send the Lux support or mid. Meanwhile, Tasa Blue, very stock standard team fighting champions, no flexes, no hidden strategies. We are going to fight you. We are going to fight you regardless of whether our ults are up or not. We're going to fight you regardless of whether our summoners are up or not. They're definitely building their composition all around this team fight. And like to see Clown Gaming maybe remove some of those team fight options. Things like Kennen, things like Jarvan, that could add on to this wombo combo team fight oriented composition. They heard me. They banned the Jarvan. Clown Gaming Aristocrats on top of themselves. I think that's the biggest thing, Shota, because it just feels unfair to play against a skilled fed Vladimir. Anytime I load into a competitive match and I scout champions and they have Vladimir anywhere near their top 5, hitting the ban table for me. Got to get that one out. Got to get Yone out. They're just not fair champions. I'm sorry. I'll say it again. Trundle lock-in. So we're going to see where all these flexes go because Trundle extremely flexible as well. I don't want to lock anything down because I don't know these players well enough to say where the Lux, Maokai, and Trundle are going. But they have options, and we'll have to make some assumptions once the final pick gets locked in here. And it's Camille, so flexes are abound. You imagine Camille top, Trundle jungle, Maokai support, Lux mid. Okay, that took me a second. It's a fun pick. I actually really like the easy like tank junglers. Obviously, I play some supports in there like Tarek and Braum, but you can play other tanks like Maokai, like Malphite. I think they're really fun. You just take Predator on them and run at people. It's a good time. Yeah, a bit. So I will say Skirmishing still in the early game, very prevalent, and the Kane's gonna really enjoy being in that situation. I think the Kane is like fine-ish. They already have the Leona for frontline. You can go a Rost here. Um, you ended up being into a lot of melees. You didn't know at the time you were going into a lot of melees. Um, Fiora really just hard pivoted from this comp, though. That is the most anti-team fight champ I think possibly there is in League of Legends. Maybe Alawi. That one's on its head too, though. Uh, depending on the compositions, but Fiora really going to be wanting to stick to those side lanes, and the scary thing I see for this Fiora is if they get behind, they will be they can just get beaten for a very long time in the side lane by Camille, and they can also just not team fight as well as Camille. So really gonna have to watch out for Mishi Lishi up in the top side. If they get behind, could be a very big pivotal weakness for TASA Blue.
I think I might have been muted. I was just told that Sims couldn't hear me at all.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's okay, everybody's leaving the lobby. I don't know if they need to get in order.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what it looks like. Incorrect ban. Whoops. Okay, I am gonna unmute my stream for a second just to make sure I can actually hear myself. Sorry for the echo for a little bit. Yeah, there we go. I could hear myself. Yeah, that would have been smart.
It also would have been smart to get into positions before you invited the streamer, but happens to the best of us. Getting back into lobby, getting into game. We can start to break down some of these matchups here. We already talked about top lane a little bit. Junglers probably not going to be fighting each other too much. Trundle might want to take those 1v1 fights. Kane gonna have to be slippery, gonna have to get around the map, involve himself around his lanes, because that's definitely where he's stronger. The 1v1 Trundle is going to take him to the dumpster every single time. Mid lane, Lux should have the push most of the time. It's a situation where if you lose some bad trades, Orianna gets the better of you, can definitely turn on its heels. But generally, Lux has the better range and the better wave push. Um, First wave might go Orianna's way, depending on how much she wants to auto attack. But outside of that, Lux will have the consistent push in that. And then bot lane, Ashe Maokai versus Leona Kaisa is pretty much just how much Ashe and Maokai can keep them at a arm's distance, using things like the hawk shot, and the frosted volley, to keep them at a range. Using things like Maokai Q to interrupt Leona's Zenith Blade could be very, very impactful in those 2v2s. Elsewise, the compositions are fairly straightforward. You've got setup in every lane for the Trundle to gank. You've got setup in every lane for the Kane to gank outside of top lane. TASA Blue's going to be playing around bot side. Clown Gaming Aristocrats can play around whatever lane. It feels like Aristocrats definitely have more options going into this game, where TASA are much better at just straightforward 4v4 team fights.
Yeah, I'm really curious how they're gonna play this out. It's like usually when you see a champion like Kane, there's a lot to like play around that and to enable that champion, because he doesn't exist as like a straightforward team fighting champion. I heard he's got a super high win rate just because of stuff, because like support top champions. So like, yeah, of course Kane can be super successful when he's got a Janna following him around the map. He's got a Yumi attached to him permanently post 6. And that's
Have you played any games with that crap?
No.
Oh, I played my first game with it yesterday. Oh, God. I should say I was against it. I didn't play with it. It was unfortunate. The the it was a janitor. I don't think they really played it very well or knew how to play it. Was my take, was my feeling at the end of it. Because they took the support item, which I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do, but maybe you are,
No,
and
yeah,
they
you
didn't
you
take
take the
smite,
support item.
but they
Oh.
didn't take smite. And they just walked around the map and they didn't do anything. Well, I shouldn't say they didn't do anything. They walked bot lane twice and died. They walked mid lane once and died. And then they bought Moby boots. And somehow our top laner still had the worst CS on the team, including the jungler. So I'm not really sure what was happening up there. Uh, this is like high platinum, by the way. I did not know what was going on. It was unreal.
Yeah, Django enlightens us from his view up in Diamond.
I haven't. I don't know if I can hit diamond this season. Shot duck. I'm still negative win rate after like 50 games. It's not pretty. Oh my god, I have 60 games and I'm still negative win rate. Shot duck, help me.
Oh.
I need a boost. I'm washed. Absolutely washed. Comps are fairly straightforward. Anything else you want to talk about here?
Yeah, I
I mean,
actually
it's
did
a, it,
scrim against the Aristocrats. I think that was last week, and they do play around the Trundle really successfully. Like they know how to work with it. Abound is a solid Trundle player. Northwort is strong on Camille. I've seen that pick. Um, it's I think interestingly, the despite the flexes and whatnot, the Aristocrats ended up with almost the more straightforward team comp at the end of the day. And I think they have a comp that's um, a bit easier to execute.
um, hmm. I don't know if I'm entirely in agreement with that. I think it's easier to execute in the sense that uh Trundle can literally go to whatever lane and find success. Um and so that is easy to execute. You have push in theoretically all three lanes, and so it's easy to execute in that way. What I would say is not easy to execute is if this composition gets behind to this teamfight composition and their split push starts losing to the Fiora. You have a lot of options with your composition, but they are not straightforward, and you have to be creative when using them. So, if the Aristocrats find themselves behind, that is the situation where their composition goes from incredibly easy to pilot to requires G2 levels of creativity.
Yeah, the wild card of top lane of which of these two absolutely menacing split pushers can get ahead. That's going to have a big factor on this game. A big effect.
I hope we have a lot of scrapping in the top lane. Personally, I hope these guys don't decide to farm it out to their divine sunders and uh, then start fighting. I hope we get some early scrapping. The Camille hookshot fake outs with the Fiora prediction. I want to see some good 1v1 up in the top lane. That's what I'm looking forward to because I don't know enough about that lane where it's like, oh, what's happening? I'm not sure who's gonna win. Meanwhile, when bot lane and a Leona Zenith blades in, I already know the outcome of the fight. It's not as novel anymore.
Okay, so while we load in, I'm going to take us to a quick break so that we can get set up. Don't go anywhere. We will be back in probably like a minute. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry that took a bit longer than anticipated. There were some pauses, there were some issues loading in from Spectator. Um, but we're here now.
We are on to Summoner's Rift. Oh, a lot of pausing, lot of issues. Always fun when Riot gets a new patch. Ooh, you can grab the ward onto a solo laner. That's always really nice. Camille gonna pick that one up, and we want to point out some key differences in some runes and masteries that we can look at here. Northward indexing very heavily for the lane and for the 1v1 with the Ignite, with the Grasp of the Undying, and the Dorn Shield. Feels like Mishi Lishi really going for that scaling with the Conqueror and bringing Flash and Teleport. No Exhaust or Ignite for the 1v1. So Mishi looking to scale up a bit more. Hopefully Northward brings the aggression that I was going to ask. Double wards picked up for the Aristocrats is really nice. They get to practically conceal their start. Meanwhile, it was actually Easton who dropped the ward at the Raptor camp. Should spot out the Kane coming onto his top side clear once he gets to those Raptors.
I think that's an interesting. Sorry, I think it's an interesting choice for them to go for the hidden start with having the bot lane sit in the bush while having Fiora leash. Because a lot of times you see Kane solo start Raptors because he clears those super efficiently with his Q. And doing that, you kind of get the hidden info anyways. But I don't think they lost too much. Oh, but here comes Kane top. Goes in through the wall with E. They're diving under the turret, and Fiora gets first blood with the flash. Nice pillar, knocking her back in there. Trundle flashes in. She goes for the Q, gets a bit of a heal, and Trundle has to step away.
I really think Abound could have actually taken that fight. He was a little too worried. He was level 3 to double level 2. I'm fairly certain with the teleport coming in, he could have stuck in that fight with all the Trundle healing he gets, well, plus the lethal tempo stacking up. It's a monster duelist here in the early game, but credit to the top side of TSA. They got the early action. Aristocrats thought they were safe knowing Kane having that ward on his Raptors, just assuming that Kane was pathing around it, but actually just ran straight top, two camps into a gang.
Here's a gank into mid. The frozen domain goes down. Trundle gets the pillar, and Easton just autos her down.
Beautiful pillar, waiting for the flash to come out. Easton with that setup, like I said, in every lane, and we're really seeing that Abound can just run amok and still clearing a lot faster, even though he's gotten 2 ganks off. While the kills are even, Summoners are definitely in Aristocrats' favor, and the gold lead is slightly in their favor, even though they didn't get first blood, just due to all the lane advantages. Actually see Camille with a huge CS lead up in the top side.
Yeah, the missed parry there. You can see where Camille really feels good, even at a slight item disadvantage.
Playing with the grasp and having that ignite in the back pocket really does make this Camille just that much more terrifying in the lane. Mishi trying to go for that quick proc onto the passive, just barely misses it, but doesn't want to get the full lunge off and take an unfavorable trade.
Another gank
not letting them leave.
The pillar goes down. Trundle's autoing. Kane's here to try to defend. Ori looks like she's out, but now Kane's in trouble. He gets snared by Lux, goes through the wall. There's a flash in from Trundle, but Lux gets the kill anyways. That was a flash from Lux instead of Trundle.
Yes, correct. Easton pops the flash there, the auto attack comes through and picks up the kill. Really like seeing it. Actually, really small thing that I really liked when I watched that is Easton threw the light binding in a way where it was 100% going to hit the Kane, and if the Orianna stopped walking back, he had it kind of at a downward angle, a tilt almost, so that it would catch the Orianna if she tried to stop and help the Kane. Really nice little things just to completely optimize there. Love seeing that out of players. Again, Abound just making big use that this Orianna blue flash died anyways, teleported back lane, gonna punish this pick over and over. Relentless aggression, and as we can see with the Caulfield's Warhammer in pocket, looks like they'll be going towards... Well, actually, now that Caulfield's opens up a lot of different build paths now with the item changes here that we saw on the most recent patch.
Yeah, I do not have a great grasp on how much itemization has changed. Like, Fiora was basically called out by name in their goals for the item changes, where they basically just don't want characters like Fiora to be building Steraks anymore. But in exchange, they have a seemingly super strong Dance as a really good defensive option. So I'm really interested to see what route everyone takes.
I'm somewhat happy with the changes. I think it's nice when you can have some survivability on the bruisers, but I've always felt like champions like Fiora and like Camille, these hyper volatile fighters, that if you catch them with CC, they should be able to go down. Kills is
Zenith
not
Blade
in
in by Leona, but Lux is in there. She binds the Leona. Flash out from the Kai'Sa. Jesus. But Leona goes down. Now Orianna's here matching the roam. There's a nice flash out from the command Shockwave. She gets bound as well. Kane's here, throws down the W. He's dashing in. Lux is backing off. Trundle's joining the fight. Looks like everyone's walking away.
At the end of the day, it's just gonna be the Leona going down there. Kills the very nice bait. Easton with a beautiful roam through his own jungle, stopping, not going through the river to get found out by that scuttle crab, and with the lane gang, a really beautiful setup. Pumpkins caught back up on farm due to that play, but tried to roam down. Did get kills flash, but did expend the ultimate and a lot of time for no actual gold in pocket. At the end of the day, Clown Gaming Aristocrats with 1,000 gold lead and a dragon to their name here at the 8-minute mark.
That means the bot lane for TASA Blue has no summoners up, and the bot lanes are both about to hit 6, so the lockdown from this Ashe Maokai lane means there is going to be continued partying down there.
Oh, I think the kills are going to really start flying, especially because even with the kill going over to the Ashe, Kai'Sa Leona is still a lot of burst, especially with the Serrated Dirk coming in and the Hail of Blades. Once you see Ignite back up for Leona, both of them tick level 6, you realistically still can one-shot someone. Maokai went for early Sork Shoes, so he's honestly a lot squishier than you would expect out of the champion, and AD carries are always a viable target for one-shotting. So both of those bot laners able to be extremely volatile down here if they so choose to. Still got my eyes on top lane. Mishi Lishi.
Ooh. A giant chunk from Camille. They are going all in. Fiora gets ignited. Now Trundle's here. There goes the parry. The Hextech ultimatum's down, and that was much closer than that initially looked like it would be.
Oh. Northward was playing around there for quite some time, trying to figure out how to get the correct read on the parry. It was a little touch and go there from Northward. Eventually did psych out the parry, and Jungler comes up for the cleanup. While the 1v1 might have not gone their way, doesn't really matter when they pick up another kill. Sadly, the Camille hasn't really been the one getting any of this gold, so Mishi Lishi not horribly behind in the 1v1.
Leona Zenith Blades in on the Maokai. Going in, he's taking a lot of damage, does get ignited. Kane's down there. A W from Kai'Sa flies in, but it's not enough to kill Maokai.
Really close there to converting on a kill. Wumpus still has the killer instinct, so you really can't be sticking around in this lane, especially no flash, no ultimate.
Trundle's back in top. There goes the parry. The pillar's down. Fiora's slowed, and she has nowhere to go.
I'm not sure if Northward meant to do that or not. The Q2 on the minion. I'm not sure if they're trying to funnel gold into a bound at this point, or if that's just what ended up happening. And Mishi really was very close on parrying that Trundle Pillar. But even if you get that parry off, you might not have caught it. But Northward had a really, really fast hook shot and then wall dive off of the pillar itself. It was so quick because it was just completely in melee range. It's really, you can't react to it. There's no way you parry that. So trying to parry the pillar is the correct move in that situation. Can appreciate that. Fortunately, Mishi didn't get it off. Another kill goes down. Divine Sunder picked up for a bound. And he is really the star of the Aristocrats show here tonight. All over the map, punishing these flashless carries. And even when they have flash, honestly, he's been able to convert most of these kills.
Yeah. I'm starting to get worried for this Kane, because a lot of the fighting he's been involved in was in bot lane, which means he likely has mostly blue orbs at this point. And going Conqueror and having more fightery items with the Iron Spike Whip, I suspect he wants to be red form, but that means he's going to take a lot longer to get his form changed, which delays his spike so much. And that's a rough position to be in.
The scary part, especially right now, is if you want melee form, you almost certainly want to be going into the top side of the map. But Camille and Trundle are not really the people you want to be fighting at the current point in time. So you do have to be worried about that. Phylon might just want to start hitting ranged champions, get the stack up, and then once you get to Blue K, now they have added some quality of life buffs that your orbs from that point on will just be gray, and you can just power farm your way to the red side once you get the blue one. Obviously, we're still looking at like a 16-minute.
Trundle's here in bottom. Leona gets pillared, and yeah, XL Physiology gets the kill right as Dragon spawns.
AP Maokai on the board, wanting to get some protection over this vision, but at this point in time, even if your comp is built for the 4v4, you just can't take the fight. You really need the Kane transformation at the point in time, and Orianna needs to be on a single item. Kaisa item doesn't matter too much if you're going for... It looks like the Muramana might actually be the first completed item, so Wumpus really not playing for the one item spike, really looking towards the second, and Wumpus might be in some trouble.
Just instantly deleted by the Lux binding into alt, but somehow Abound got the last hit.
Seems like that's happened a couple times, Abound finding the last hit with a cheeky little chomp.
All in top. The hook shot comes out to dodge the parry. There's the Hextech ultimatum. Really super well played.
Gorgeous out of Northwood there, not taking any time to try and psych him out. Straight into the hook shot, baits out the parry, dives to the side and gets the increase. Oh, it's a stride breaker out of Fiora.
Oh.
That's not at all what I was expecting. Very interesting, but I don't know if stride breaker is going to help the current situation.
Oh, the binding lands on Kane.
Not another one.
Has to flash out.
Abound very low on mana, not able to flash forward and convert on the kill even if he wanted it. Who am I kidding? Of course he wanted it. Not gonna find that one, but Aristocrats are really starting to run away with this game. It was only a 1,000 gold lead here at 8 minutes. Now, just 7 minutes later, as we crest onto the 15-minute mark, you're looking at over a 5,000 gold lead. Got a second dragon, got the Herald to crash into multiple towers, took 3 towers bot lane. Absolutely insane injection of gold. Mythic starting to pop up across the board, working towards your second item when your opposition doesn't even have a mythic outside of that Camille. Really nice place to be in if you are Aristocrats. Feels like the game kind of went the way you said, where their comp was easy to execute. The Trundle could go anywhere he wanted, and he made the ganks happen. They converted it into kills, they converted it into objectives, and now their composition just keeps going forward with incredible damage out of both the Trundle and the Lux for the foreseeable mid-game.
Yeah. Yeah, those two are hitting like trucks right now.
I mean, it's great because you've got utility out of the other members. You've got lockdown out of Camille, who will scale. You've got slows out of Ashe, who will just consistently be a menace in team fights. And AP Maokai has a ton of just vision control, especially when you can just start throwing saplings into enemy jungle bushes. You know, anytime someone enters their jungle, it's really oppressive to play against when the AP Maokai is ahead. So Aristocrats set themselves up well. Well, the question is if Blue can manage to come back. They're looking topside. Might drop a solar flare? Okay, no. Need to drop it before the volley connected. Not going to be able to grab it. I do think EXO can just be blown up. Now he does have stopwatch to mitigate a bit. Is the thing you have to worry about. Can't jump on that too hard. But outside of the stopwatch, a very squishy support here on the Maokai.
The Leona is not significantly more durable, just having the Kindle gem for tankiness. But that's
Leona
just
has a gargoyle stone plate on her W, so
true.
Yeah, that helps from time to time.
And aftershock, I guess.
Top laners in the mid lane, not normally what you see, but seems that Mishi's happy going where Northward is at the current point in time. Still fairly fine in the 1v1.
2 levels down.
Yeah, played Steel Caps and Sunder plus the level disadvantage. Northward's really going to start running away with this. I think the bonus of being in the mid lane is you can't really be run down in a long lane by the Camille. Bad part about that is now that's Oriana's job not to get run down in a very long lane. Flashless Oriana, not the easiest thing.
Oh, the bind lands on Leona, and she tries to flash, but fails getting over the wall and gets Chovy's anchovy.
Oh no, every time. 30 seconds before Dragon, it's the same story as last time. They want to set up for the Dragon, they want to get some vision down, but Chovy just doesn't have any backup. But the Kayn hasn't found form. He's in the mid lane. Punkins is roaming up. Leona is just too far forward.
And the pause.
Sorry. Oh wait, you don't have chat on, do you?
I do not.
They just pause and then they instant type fire alarm BRB.
Oh no!
Got me a little bit. I'm sure it's. Okay, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but a lot of the time it is generally just a dorm drill or something.
Oh my god, I know, right? I was just gonna say I remember the dorm life.
Oh no! So things are looking up here. If you are a Clown Gaming Aristocrats fan, you're pretty much winning across the board right now. Camille's gotten to a point where Fiora can't really touch. Abound has just been running circles around the Kayn. Easton is one-shotting people left, right, and center, and Punkins really hasn't found the shockwave, the team fight ultimate they want, and Wumpus is just unbelievably far behind the curve. Level 9 with lethality item and a uncompleted Muramana at 18 minutes is a really sad story right now. I think it becomes very hard. You basically need the miracle team fight if you are on the side of TASA Blue. I just don't think Cloud Gaming has really given them an option for it. You see they fish for the vision, they fish to find the collapse on someone walking into the river, but look at the Botsam river where the dragon's about to spawn. It is 4 pink wards littered through the river. You can't walk in without Aristocrats knowing that you're there. It's just clean clinical play from the Clown Gaming team.
Yeah, I would like a couple more, like at least one more ward a bit deeper into the jungle to get just an earlier heads up on the approach. But that's honestly me nitpicking. The vision control is pretty spectacular from the Aristocrats, and it's been enabling them to get all of these picks, and they're just one-shotting anyone who walks up to them.
I mean, I really do think it's a situation where and maybe we'll get a time down the line where we can look at this more closely. But I think it's very much a situation where they're just crossing their I's and dotting their T's. They have very shallow vision. They go mid lane to push up, and then they find a pick, and they're like, okay, well, now we don't need deeper vision. Now we just take a tower and take a dragon and call it a day. They really haven't had to fish for deeper vision because their shallow vision is netting them all of everything they really need at this point. I don't believe
Yeah,
we can
yes.
check the cane, can we? I
Nope.
see stream open. I'm pretty sure there's no way to check it. That was my next point. Was
I was
even if you,
hoping. Yeah, that
uh,
0 next to Conqueror shows the kind of game Kane has been having, unfortunately.
it's been a very rough one. It has been a very rough one. Early fights didn't go the way. Saw the creative pathing up towards top side early there. Almost worked. Actually, it did work out. Got the first blood in the game, but Mishi just couldn't get a handle on the lane. A bound came back time after time, forced down, I want to say, 3 waves of farm, and suddenly that first blood didn't mean a whole heck of a lot. Um, and from that point onward, the Kane just struggled to find relevancy as Abound just spam ganked his mid lane, to be honest.
So you're a support player. How do you feel in general about Maokai support these days? Because it comes and goes popularity wise. I feel like I hadn't seen it for a minute. A lot of the other mage supports were more popular, like Brand, Lux, Swain. But I've started seeing Maokai creep up every once in a while these days.
I'm not a. I'm honestly not a big Maokai fan. I think it is a situation where the champion is inflated a bit because people aren't. There's a lot of situations where you play bot lanes that you understand. You play Jinx Lulu versus Caitlyn Karma, right? And these champions are just everywhere. They're spammed every game. You see them all the time. You know what they do. And so when you have kill pressure, you know it and you abuse it. When you have range advantage over the Lulu, you know it and you abuse it. Situations where the Maokai comes up, I think a lot of people are just like, saplings and bushes are annoying. This guy's tanky because it's a Maokai. What do I do? And they don't understand that it has insane mana problems and that it has these other setbacks that really don't get exploited. I will say it has a lot of benefits to it in situations where when your team is ahead, you become 18 billion times more useful because your saplings just double as wards that you can throw from 800 range away.
Yep.
And that is extremely helpful, regardless of whether you are top Maokai or support Maokai. Support Maokai usually just has more time to be throwing those saplings and to be being more annoying. Guaranteed CC, point and click CC is always really valuable, so has that as well.
True.
Um, can go a lot of different things in the runes. Can abuse Glacial Augment right now. Can abuse Aftershock right now. Can go Guardian right now. Can go Arcane Comet if you really want to flex. So it has its merits. I don't think it's super meta, but it's one of those situations where if you pick it, I expect you to play a certain way and to use it a certain way. And Psychology has certainly been doing that, so I don't really have any problems with seeing it.
All right. Yeah.
Felt like this fire alarm's taking a while.
Yeah, I'm worried that it's an actual fire alarm and not a drill.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit. No updates in chat. I don't keep you posted on it if we can.
I did get a message a couple minutes back that yeah, they were still paused. So we're I'm pretty sure because it's a special circumstance being a fire alarm that there's not going to be any shenanigans like a forced forfeit due to rules.
Can't
But
imagine. Can't imagine. So now the question is, do we throw it to a break or do we talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus?
okay, so I was
Or
going to
whatever
start
else
with
is relevant.
my first question was going to be pronunciation, Arceus versus Arceus. Because when I watched the Japanese trailer, they pronounced it with the soft C, but the English trailer had the hard C. And I had never even thought of like pronouncing it different ways. But that kind of blew my mind. And I kind of like Arceus better.
So I stopped watching anything. Like I stopped watching the anime very early on, and I just have been pretty much playing the games. So um it's like someone who only reads a book, right? They don't how they don't know how the name is actually meant to phonetically sound. In my head, it has always been a soft C, and everyone has recently been telling me how wrong that is. But that is how I read it when I saw it the first time, and for me, it is always going to be Arceus. So has a nice ring to it, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I feel much better about it. I didn't even
Skarner
think
VGU. Thoughts on Skarner VGU? Asks CG Sims.
I'm super hopeful. Okay, so pre the whole Spire rework, when they took away Dominion and then tried to add it to Summoner's Rift for Skarner, and I honestly do appreciate the ingenuity there that Skarner is this super unique champion that they had that one champion changes the Rift with the Spire gameplay. I think that was really cool. Um, but I think stuff like killing top lane Skarner was really unfortunate because I was a top laner at the time. And like Triforce Skarner up in top lane used to be really obnoxious in a lot of matchups. But as soon as the power budget was shifted into being huge on the Spires, he can no longer exist in lanes for the most part. I think I love it thematically, but I'm hoping they get rid of it.
Um, Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I just don't see Skarner. I don't generally. I think my biggest problem with Skarner is I never think of like Skarner as an annoying thing on his own. I only think of Skarner
Oh,
as a crazy champion when you pair him things with things like Thresh and you get like the ult lanterns and stuff like that. I feel like as a champion, there's nothing really interesting about him.
sweet Christmas. We are back from pause.
All right, Chovy's anchovy made it back from the fire alarm. They salvaged enough of the desk and still hold the PC.
This
We
happens.
got another pause.
Yeah, this happens with pauses and spectators. There's a little bit of pausing. So we are probably going to get a fight right now because TASA is correctly trying to trade the map objectives. So
But we're here on time.
the Lux laser comes through just too early and a bounty gets claimed.
Oh, wait, they don't want to fight this? Okay, we are on different pages. Northport goes out and kills, sends the ulti in. That was interesting. I feel like he could have kept going. Ash's shield. Ash was very low after the Orion ultimate, but had flash, had shield bow still up and available. So I think you can continue onwards with that one. Not able to now. Pumpkin should just die. Okay. I thought we were just gonna flash W on the Maoka.
Oh no. Kane gets just blasted too. That Lux laser is on such a short cooldown at this point.
Incredibly short. Level 11 has tick. You got one item under your belt, so you're gonna have that one up about 40 seconds or so, and now you're just gonna keep chipping at them with their range and walking into whatever towers left on the map there are. Not a lot of them. Abound looking like the red team jungler as he's coming from the opposite side, chasing the Kane out of his own jungle, claiming his own rightful red buff.
Unfortunately, Wumpus 101 is the one who ended up with the relic for the Herald, because you would kind of like to see that in someone's hands, like the Fiora, so they could get the bounty gold on that bot tower.
Sure, now it's just a question of how much TASA's willing to give up. Teleport we're gonna see channeled here. Mishi could join his team and make it a 4v5 now that Northward has teleported to the bot lane. I really don't like that out of Northward. I'm gonna be very honest.
Yeah, I don't think the turret was in particular danger there. They could have walked, and especially going to bot lane at 20 minutes, the Baron is a danger, and now they have no way to join the fight.
I think that's the scariest thing, is Baron's going to be on the top side. This Fiora just calls you back to the bottom side of the map over and over and over again. Fiora has the teleport, you do not. It makes it a rather uncomfortable situation. Kayn just looking to poke and prod, trying to get orbs. We're past 20 minutes. These orbs give him so much value. But he really needs some more of them before he can really get into this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Kane just walks in, W's, and says, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Excuse me. Mid laners picking up their respective blue buffs. 2 minutes up until Dragon. We'll see. I think TASA, really, if you look at your situation, you see Soul coming up soon. I feel like you have to make a play on the top side of the map right now and call Mishi up, play for the 4v5, or force Camille to group and split bot lane, which seems to be the call at the moment. Gonna get the charge off. No bounty comes out of it. Now there's 3 members topside with 4 converting and a teleport. They should honestly just invest the teleport after the turret goes down. No, you guys have to go for this.
As soon as they see
get
Camille,
spotted
I
out
want
by
to
the
see
hawk
them.
shot.
Is going back. Yeah, it looks like everyone's just backing off.
Completely spotted out by the hawk shot, and now it's just going to be a situation where you have to try and miracle fight against an Ocean Soul. Kayn not recalling after the little skirmish, so it looks like he didn't get enough. The recall's coming out. If he gets Ross, maybe there's a shot. But it is looking doom and gloom.
Oh
and,
no, he just ran
Kayn
straight out
coming
of base.
This is base Kayn coming out the gates at 23 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
We're gonna fight for soul with base Kayn. Oh, it is tragedy for TASA.
I've played those games. I've been there. That feels terrible.
We all have, let's be honest.
Oh.
Oh, that was a real disconnect. Wait, what? Alright. So the problem right now is
Oh, we're back.
for TASA is that they could go for this fight, but they don't know that Camille's not here. Bound found out their flank as well.
Oh, Leona gets caught, but the
missed.
laser misses.
Okay, alright, a little slip of the finger, a little whoopsie. That's sunburst off the side. Love the stutter, love the stutter. We got ball on Kayn here, and I'm gonna...
It gives him resistances.
It does, and movement speed if you press W. They've actually been allowed into the river, which is crazy.
Yeah, you would assume with Maokai constantly throwing stuff.
Maokai and Lux should just keep them out.
Yeah. Oh, Kaisa eating a ton of damage from the saplings.
Yeah, it's not great. Easton, even without the final stuff. What do I say without the final spark? It's already back up shot, Doug. Cooldown up. Dragon still not started. Wave states are pretty neutral.
They've traded sides of the map. Went into the blue jungle.
All right,
now the
Kayn,
dragon's
this is your
low.
moment. Oh.
A bound gets it. The arrow comes through, the Leona comes through, but the aristocrats are just absolutely massacring them. Now Kaisa's running
Ghost
for her
psychology,
life.
1v1 them.
The Maokai's running her
Abound,
down.
don't take
gets
this
the
kill.
root.
Abound, don't take it. Don't take it. Ah,
Maokai got it.
1v1. No assist. Psychology actually just 1v1 guys in that fight. That was great. That was great. Alright. It was a last ditch effort. It was a 1% fight.
Fiora's here,
Happen.
drops
Mishi.
the ult. flashes in towards Easton, but can't get to her.
The sad part is, Shot Talk, honestly, the saddest part of this entire thing is respawn timers are so low that it's not the end of the game. It's double inhibitors and then it's base into Baron. Unless you're feeling spicy.
Which they might be. Ooh, Camille dives forward for the Orianna, gets the Q. There's Northward on a killing spree. Now Leona's in there. She dies through the aftershock.
There's Lost! We did it!
Hey, we got a form change.
Thousands of gold in pocket isn't going to stop the Aristocrats from raising the enemy nexus. They know they're ahead. It's a 10,000 gold lead. It's an ocean soul. They're just so unbelievably ahead. Couldn't let TASA come back in. Now they got the Ross power spike. Had to end it quickly. Oh, we never completed Manamune. I mean,
No, yeah, 246 stacks on the Manamune.
That was a rough game from TASA. That was a very, very rough game.
Yeah,
their composition really just needed to wait till 6, and they kind of lost the game before that.
I'm gonna bring up the damage chart, but
you don't want to see the support with the second highest damage in the game. You don't want to.
Oh,
I'm not joking.
Yeah.
my man did deep damage. The damage that pushed him over the top was the 1v1 with Kaisa for sure.
Oh yeah, once that dragon fight where they completed the Liandries and just TASA's bot lane were just walking into bushes with the enhanced saplings. Like, yeah, that's that 8,400 damage right there.
Absolutely unreal. There's not much to talk about. Clown Gaming ran it from beginning to end, and now we're just gonna have to see if TASA can flip the script and make a different game too. Because when games like that happen, you kind of just have to know how to brush them off. Like you're not that bad. You don't get shit on like that every game. You had a bad game. Enemy team had a good game. Brush it off. Mental reset. Go into game 2. Clown Gaming, just don't lose your cool.
Yep.
Don't overhype yourselves. Game 1, the game 2. No matter how hard you won game 2 or game 1, game 2 still starts at even gold. Got to keep remembering that.
All right, we are gonna get set up for game 2. We're gonna take it to a quick break and be right back. Welcome back, folks. We are here for game two of Clown Gaming Aristocrats versus TASA Blue in the Aegis Gold League. I am once again Shot Duck here with Django Ultimus.
Yeah, and I thought we were watching a run back of the game one draft here. Band's completely the same. Clown Gaming gonna open with the same opener. Looks B1 for Easton. Looked good game one. Gonna run it back game two. Kaisa gets locked in as well, but the swap up comes in the jungle position. They're gonna take the Trundle away from a bound. And the question is, what is he going to play into it? Um, Okay, looks like we're gonna get the answer already. Nocturne getting locked in. Definitely a different look. Not going to be spamming those gangs early and often. Really looking to power clear. The lanes are gonna have to be a lot more stable and self-sufficient. And then once you get that paranoia activated, we're gonna keep a close eye and track where that one goes. And we're gonna take away the Leona. Your Kaisa Leona was a bit too strong in lane phase. We want to take that away from you. Clown Gaming making the changes.
The Nocturne's a really interesting pick to me. I don't know how strong the pick generally is right now, but I mean, if the player loves it, I mean, who am I to say Abound did anything wrong?
Nocturne and Fiddlesticks always sit in this weird situation for me where I feel like they're never bad enough to the point where you can't pick them if you know how to utilize their alt windows, and especially in competitive play. Fiddlesticks, by the way, one of the most low key broken champs in competitive play. It is so useful so often, and it's so hard to play against if you can actually have the support to set up vision for you. It's insanely, insanely good. I have farmed I have literally farmed championship victories off of Fiddlesticks mid. We'll save that story for another night, however, as we are getting into the second phase of picks. Camille, oh,
Ooh,
excuse me, I'm dying off the table, and I do believe that's the slightly reworked Ari coming in for Tassa's mid laner.
she has a high win rate now. Last I looked, the changes which looked really sketchy on paper, and if you believe the RE main subreddit, it was absolutely the end of the world. Um, but I played. I had one on my team a day or two ago, and that looked nutty. The additional mobility, the buffs to other parts of her kit to trade off for the damage amp on her E, the additional sustain. Ari really feels like she's in a really strong place right now, and I think that's actually really fun because the champ. I always liked the champ. I thought she was good, but she seems much stronger.
I'm much more proficient about the item changes in the RE rework. I didn't look too much into this one, so it'll be a bit of a learning experience. I know the basics of it. How it affects her gameplay, we will have to wait and see. And we had a pretty solid performance. Oh, excuse me. I'm gonna die for a second. Never mind. Take over.
Yeah. So then the last pick, Kale up in top lane. Um, I guess the Tasa Blue top laner, that's Mishi, I think was their name, seems to really just like side lane, and I think Kale's a bit stronger than Fiora just because she has that hard level 16 like break point where abandon all hope. Um, but like is still very strong level 11 if she can get to two items. It's I suspect the game plan is going to be to try to protect Kale early, but otherwise just kind of leave her on her own, let her farm up items while the Ari and the Trundle roam and try to win this really strong 2v2 in bot with Kaisa and Nautilus being a really traditional uh, duo pair. Django knows a bit better than me about how a lot bit better than me. How Kaisa Nautilus will do into Vayne Leona.
So Shot Duck, this is one of those lanes. This is one of those lanes where I want to come out with a very bold statement and just like tell you how it is and be like, yeah, this is exactly how it's going to go down. But I'm 100% knowledgeable that if Nautilus hits Vayne with a hook shot, all of that information goes out the window because realistically, kills should never get hit in this lane. And realistically, Vayne Leona outperforms Kaisa Nautilus in a straight 2v2. Assuming they don't mess something up. Now, this is a situation where it is my opinion, the way I view this matchup, it is like a 55-45 in terms of like damage output. So in my mind, the Vayne Leona never loses because it is not like something you can outplay. The damage is just always consistently there for AD carries like Vayne and Kaisa. We're not talking about like a Caitlyn who has to hit traps and skill shots. We're not talking about a Jinx that needs to get on chompers and get your zap off. We're talking about auto attacking AD carries that always consistently get their damage off and supports that if they hit one spell, their entire combo comes down, right?
Yep.
So damage should be very consistent in the spot lane, and Vayne Leona should always come up on top of that. That being said, Nautilus is the only one who can do anything in this lane if Nautilus Kaisa want to win. He has to find the God Hook onto kills. He has to get the fight started off. If it is just a straight 2v2, if it's kills an XL making the plays, it is going to be the Vayne Leona over and over again. But I really think the big thing that I want to look at if you're looking at TASA is this jungle because
Yep.
we watched the Kane last game have that early game pathing. We saw it. We saw the Kane get first blood, and then Trundle literally ganked 4 times in a row before Kane got back onto the map, and the game felt like it had just spiraled from that point onwards. So my question is now that a bound is off this pick and onto something more farm heavy, can the Tasa jungler have a similar impact to a bound in this game two for Tasa?
Yeah, it's Bound is gonna be playing such a different game plan with Nocturne than how Trundle works. I don't even know, honestly, what Mythic Nocturne goes. I assume still Stride Breaker because the CC after landing from the alt is still just ridiculous. But I could see other items working out. But
Chad's go Triforce, but we're probably expecting a Stride Breaker. Let's be honest, you need a Stride Breaker to be able to stick onto targets like Ari and Kaisa and Kale, so definitely gonna see that one come out.
give me a Prowler's Claw.
Honestly, not bad. Honestly,
I
if
think
you
that would
want a
be
one
pretty
shot.
sweet.
Now, it's not great because literally all three of the enemy carries can build Zonias,
Yep.
which is not something you normally run into. But, other than that, Prowler's Claw seems great.
All
All
right.
right, shot duck. Send me the break. I need more water. I'm dying over here.
All right. We are going to load into a break, hopefully not remotely as long as last time. We're going to pray for no fire alarms and that the spectator client works well for us. But don't go anywhere. We will be back. Welcome back, Clown fans. We are here for game 2, loaded in. Things actually went smoothly this time.
Well, I almost died, but outside of that.
Yeah. Things went smoothly on the Rift.
Unlucky, but I didn't completely die because there's still a game, hopefully 2, if you're a fan of the series, although I think we've got mostly clown fans, I assume. So maybe we're just hoping for 2 games tonight. Top lane continues to be interesting. Okay. Northport went Conqueror instead of Tempo here. I wonder if that's a tech in this matchup or just doesn't like lethal tempo on the Gwen. I know some people just kind of never switched over on certain champions because it feels different.
Yeah.
I was actually coming in.
I was thinking the exact same thing, but for a bound. I feel like I usually see lethal tempo on Nocturne, but they went for Conqueror as well.
I didn't actually catch that one. Yeah, you're right about that. I think Nocturne is pretty flexible in his runes, but I feel like if you're going precision, it is just tempo. I think there are some other runes you can go in domination that are a bit different play style. But I generally think precision rune tempo is the best for the Nocturne. Probably going to see a tankier build out of him past the Sterix if this is the case with the Conquerors. See maybe additional healing going for something like a Death Stance. We'll see if we get some tech in here. I always like seeing new stuff coming through. Surprised XL isn't tapping the minions more. You can see the Nautilus definitely going for those melees to try and hit the 2 first. I'm surprised Nautilus didn't just go really hard. Oh wait, they weren't oh, Nautilus missed XP.
Yep.
Oh,
Leona goes
really
in
bad.
with the Zenith Blade, gets the stun, and yeah, Nautilus just gets pushed out by the Vayne.
Nautilus should have died there. Wumpus has cleanse. Ignite from Leona actually kills there, 100-0. But Chovy is allowed to walk away scot-free, and
Trundle
now
coming in
Phylon is down here.
XL gets hooked by Nautilus, the pillar goes down, the frozen domain, Leona flashes out, the flash in from Kaisa, and the heal from Vayne to save her.
Absolutely huge, and oh my goodness, while the Leona does go very down, you're still on even summoners. It was Flash and Exhaust, TASA for heal and flash for the Clown Gaming side, so you really didn't even get that much out.
Oh, Trundle's here in mid. The Lux trades bindings with the RE charm, but now Nocturne's here for backup.
I feel like Phylon really needs to take a page out of a Bounds book and hold that pillar a little bit longer. Try and get the flash first, and then pillar. Not able to convert on either of these kills, but getting useful summoners out of the way. Now just has to make the reganks happen. Nocturne power farming, Abound looking strong on this play style. While he did gank a lot last game, do have to remember the CS numbers were high for the first couple levels. Very efficient pathing, even while taking stops to every lane. So not too worried about him having to power farm here in this game. Northward doing just fine up in the top side. CS nearly even the whole way around. The game's stand. Oh, this is
Trundle's back here in bot. The Ignite goes down on Nautilus. The hook comes in to pull Leona back. The pillar is there. Nautilus gets condemned to safety. Now Trundle gets first blood onto Leona, and Vayne tumbles away. She's running. She gets chomped. And it looks like Kills is getting out of that.
Kills was on the wrong page. Or wasn't on the same page as XL. XL wanted to turn and try and make it a 1-for-1. Get the kill on the Kills, but not able to happen, sadly. Abound doesn't find the recall. And they're going to get a kill. Does go over to the Trundle. Punishes the flash that's down. So far, Phylon. I realize that now. Just go with Phi. Phi's a cool nickname. Phi's got a kill. Phi's got a Caulfield. Phi is in a fairly similar spot to Abound last game.
Yep.
The question is if is if they can keep on ramping up, keep these ganks coming. Right now, it's Abound and kills plus XL onto the dragon. This is a pretty common play when you get ganked right before the dragon spawns. Your bot lane has enough priority off the rebound to just go ahead and take the dragon. Like to see the heads up play. Now it's all about getting back into lane, getting the shove out. See, I don't like this out of a bound, actually. You need to walk with your bot laner back to that bot lane and push out the wave. I'm going to pan down there myself. This is fight top.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing came out of the fight top. And yeah, that bot lane's completely frozen in front of the tower. Kills had to take a really bad base. He's going to be down about 2 waves coming out of this. Really would have preferred to see a bound walk down there, even take some minions and some XP for your trouble. Your bot lane just needs to not be put in this really, really rough situation. Northward, speaking of rough situations, gets bopped.
Ugh.
Classic 1-2. Pretty similar situation. Trying to push out the wave, didn't have any assistance in the area, and it was Fi who was there to collect his second kill of the game. Trundle coming in with the chomp for the win. At some point, Mishi actually dropped flash. I don't know if that was when I looked away. I assume that's when I looked away to check the bot lane freeze and northward. Teleports back, gets the teleport out of Mishi, has the ignite, has the blasting one. Still going to be fine in the 1v1. It's the jungler that's ahead for the TASA organization, and we're going to see if they're able to get on.
The binding lands onto Ari. She gets the charm. Is dashing around with the art. Oh, nice dodge on the Lux laser. And Philo gets his third. Gets their third.
3 kills for the Trundle. He's absolutely massive. And you can see Abound wanted to be there for the play, but the Nocturne just doesn't arrive quick enough without the paranoia. So close to getting this jungler online, but Fi has just been taking over the map on this pick. XL fancying himself a 2v2. They do just straight up win this. Okay, not if we condemn him away instead of into the wall.
The condemns have not been on point for kills so far.
Yeah, lane's been a little bit rough. I feel like he's playing it like he doesn't win. And so I'm assuming he doesn't know. Right now he probably doesn't actually, but in general, playing the lane like he didn't win. Getting into it. Lanes are still pretty fine. Northward actually went down a bunch of CS due to the crash that he wasn't able to get in. Very unfortunate for him. Mid lane, kind of similar situation. Actually, every lane's just put a little bit. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. It's Easton who's ahead in mid lane, using that range to his advantage. Abound is finally 6. They want to make this bait.
3v3 coming in. Trundle's here. Paranoia comes out. They're jumping onto the Kaisa. She's feared. Now Leona's going for her. XL gets the kill. Now Nautilus is the target. Vayne gets the third shot of Silver Bolts. Trundle goes in, gets the kill on XL. And the final spark comes down, but Kills gets the kill.
Oh, and the shutdown goes to the Vayne. That's the last thing you want to see as a bot laner. Your Vayne who got put behind, got ganked repeatedly. Now it's just one counter gank, and they've got 2 kills and a shutdown, and it's unbelievably tragic. Abound, it took him 9 minutes to get on the map, but what an impactful first ultimate he's had on the Nocturne.
Yeah, the double dive in onto the Kaisa and the fade away ignite from Leona was a class move.
Yeah, I believe Wampus already had the cleanse down, so wasn't able to get that one off the deck himself. I was actually really worried with how that fight started. They were committing a lot onto the Kaisa that had summoners and ultimate available, but at the end of the day, they actually had enough to just keep on piling through and took down Wampus. Easton, another one of these roams. Last time he did it to the bot lane, it was very successful, baited enemy laner, and you can see Northward, he's trying to pull the Kale down like, hey, I'm over here, hey, I'm over here, I'm walking this way. Now Easton's on a ward, and they're gonna be able to, Mishi's gonna be able to play under tower.
It's getting a little scary with the Kale, because it's been very even so far at the time when Kale is at her weakest. All right, now Lux is in there. Oh, misses the binding. Kale's almost at level 11, and she's probably fairly close, or at least inching towards that Nashor's Tooth. There's the
They
ult
really wanna
coming
make
out
this
from
work.
Gwen. The 2v1, there's the Kale ult. She's going for the Lux, gets slowed by the E. Going for it. It doesn't have the range to... Oh my god, gets the Lux with the E. Now is fighting the Gwen. Has a minion wave, but Northward gets the trade back.
Flash out.
The hook lands onto Leona, but now Nocturne dives in. The Paranoia goes on to the Kaisa. Nautilus is walking away low on health. Trundle's going for it. The charm misses.
I was gonna see. This is the most passive I've ever watched a Vayne play. Maybe I just have very different experiences with Vayne. But that last Q where he kills Tumbled full backwards when he was full HP and the enemies had run out of all gas, I just saw every Vayne in my entire existence tumbling forward in that instance. Not to say it's a good thing, because I think it's a miracle that they got out of there in a complete 4v3. By the way, Easton teleported mid there. They get out of that one scotch-free. Nothing goes down. Fire's in the mid lane. Easton doesn't have flash. No flashes on anyone currently on the Clown Gaming side. This is a big time where the Trundle can really move forward. Has the Divine Sunder as well. Really think you want to play off this jungler if you are on TASA. They are looking... That Trundle's looking mighty strong.
Yeah. Super impactful champ in this series as a whole, from the looks of it. I really want to see, even if we get some like Vayne spotting highlight reels, I want to see some more aggression out of kills. Like, you pick the Leona, so that's the pick to go in. Oh, here's an all-in. The Gwen ult comes out. The Shroud comes through. Flash under the turret from the Kale. Meanwhile, directed cameras showing the Lux versus RE fight. Trundle's here to join. The pillar goes down. The frozen domain goes down. The shield from Lux isn't enough to save. XL gets the kill on Leona. Now RE flashes in to get popped by the Lux E. So Trundle's in a 1v2 on the wrong jungle side of the jungle. And yeah, Lux is just autoing him down, waiting for the cooldowns to come up. Leona gets the stun. The E pop kills Philo.
Oh, he almost just absolutely smurfed on him. Sadly couldn't stick to the targets long enough. Does go down. That was a train of funny happenings right there. The flash into the tower, running into a support to get killed, the Ahri flashing into the Lux E. The entire time Abound didn't have ult for all of that. And that was just a complete class act. We needed the Ben and Hill music for that one. That was a great series of events. Mythic's starting to come through here from multiple members. We're going to get Crown on Easton to try and mitigate some of that burst damage. Nautilus and Ahri are going to put out. And it's actually a full Gore Drinker for Abound, so a really tanky build to complement the Conqueror here for him. Really wanting to just emphasize that. So, at least the playstyle matches the rune choice. You know, gotta tip the hat. I don't like... I hate when criticism and thought stuff like that comes up as like hard flame, because it's like, yeah, we normally do see lethal tempo, but Abound is gonna play more team oriented and just go for a tank build.
Trundle blast cones on top of the Lux, but she's getting out. She's exhausted though. The Paranoia comes out, diving onto the Trundle. He gets feared. Vayne is trading back onto the Nautilus. Double kill for kills. Meanwhile, Nocturne gets a double of his own, getting Ahri and the Trundle.
4v4 ends in a 4-0 for Cloud Gaming Aristocrats. Kills winning the 1v1 with Wumpus down on the bottom side that we didn't get to see. And then it was just a Bound and Easton running amok in the top side. It wasn't a fair fight. Mishi up here just hit level 11 like, guys, I'm strong. How's it going? Well, we lost the fight. We lost the Herald. We might get Dragon, however, as a consolation prize. Cloud Rift for us tonight here in game 2.
Yep.
Cloud Gaming not afraid to drop a single dragon. Don't want to give over the soul. I think the soul is actually kind of strong for this one, but individual dragons feel a bit rough.
Yeah, Cloud Soul is one of those funny things that it usually gets so much flame, but Nocturne is quite possibly the best use case for Cloud Soul.
Steal? Oh, close. Almost a one-shot on the support, by the way.
Yeah. Nautilus got lucky there.
Very, very lucky. Now Abound with the Rift Herald in the mid lane. Might drop that one, but honestly, I think you might be able to secure this tower without it. That would be the ideal case. They're not able to get the tower.
Nice spell shield on the charm.
Yeah, very, very nice out of Abound here. Keep an eye. Still plenty of time to use this Herald. Could drop it quite some time from now. Might even want to get kills out of this bot lane because 4-0 on the Vayne. Starting to have a bit of confidence in these fights. He actually stepped up to the Kaisa. Wasn't sure if he was going to do it. He was kind of tucked down into that tri-bush, and then he was like, you know what? I'm winning this 1v1. Walks up to Wumpus. Wumpus takes the 1v1, dives into him, and they're going to go ahead and siege onto this bottom lane tower now. That one's going to go down, and 4 people down here. I feel like you need to commit for another charge. Gwen is in base, no teleport. Mishi does have teleport. That's the scary part if you are on Cloud Gaming. Ideally, you just want the charge and get out. Got the charge, and we're going to walk out. XL's going to take the long way, but I think he's too far away to get collapsed on. Gonna take a cheeky grump on our way out. And Northward's really starting to feel pain now that Mishi is fully, well, not fully, but starting to stack up into those levels. Level 12 already. Feeling really good.
Yeah, hitting level 12 with the completed Nashor's Tooth and the major component for the Rift Maker means we're really close to... I mean, Kale's in a very good space right now. This is exactly like 18 minutes in, level 12, 1, 2, and 3, even on farm. Like, that's almost ideal for the Kale.
Kale's really strong. The scary point for the team is there's no secondary damage. And the secondary damage is essentially just V at this point, and I feel like kills can deal with the Trundle fairly easily, especially once you get onto that second item. And so it's a situation of if we blow, you know, if Easton and Abound just jump onto Mishi and just solo him out of the fight, and V can't get onto kills, what can Pumpkins and Wumpus get done in the fight? We're gonna see these two team up.
Out. Philo's there, Mishi's there. This is a 4v3, 4v4. RE is in the back there. This is gonna be a full 5v5. The charm lands onto Leona, but a nice 4-man solar flare. The Lux laser comes through, blows up some of them. The Kaisa's finally on the board, getting a kill. Now here's the Kale Dream. She's thrown out the autos. Trundle flashes in. Nocturne's in danger, gets the fear. Ooh, 2 kills for Kale with 1 empowered auto.
Splash damage coming down. Easton and kills might have just gotten a little bit too hypey in that play. Easton got caught out. Kills got... Oh, no, Easton didn't get caught out, actually. I'm sorry. My mistake. But it definitely kills. Had a bit of rough positioning in that one. Found himself on the wrong side of Summoner's Rift. They're going to take a bad fight, and they're going to put a lot of gold into Mishi's pockets. Full Riftmaker completed 2 items for the Kale. Now you really gotta wonder, did the Kale, was this kind of a straw that broke the camel's back in a sense? Mishi gonna be very strong in these team fights. We're gonna have a dragon here in less than a minute. Have to imagine that we're gonna fight over it. Both top laners do have the teleport available. Rapid fire second for kills. That is not something I see on Vayne's quite often, and actually it's Nocturne taking the red buff as well. This is a very odd Vayne performance. I feel like this champion is just rarely picked if you're not confident on it, and Kills hasn't struck me as, he hasn't been playing, he's 4-1, he's been doing fine, he's been having a good game, but he hasn't struck me as like the confident, this is the Vayne game where I pop off kind of pick. I'm still waiting to see that in a team fight.
Doesn't look like the prototypical Vayne player whenever they're on screen. Snare lands, but it's just on Nautilus.
Old teleport already for Mishi. Gwen's got a long way to go before they get to a tower. I feel like Northward just needs to teleport if they want to contest this.
It's just a 3rd dragon, so if they're not confident, they could just try to go for the... Oh, there's the teleport coming in, just as I said that. Vayne gets hooked. The Nautilus ult comes through onto Lux, but Ari's diving out. Nautilus is too deep and gets killed. Wumpus does take out a bound, though, but now Wumpus goes down. That's 2 for kills.
They can't split up. Fee and Mishi are still very strong.
Trundle goes in with the blast cone and finds 4 ladies. Ready to jump him.
I said that Clown Gaming couldn't split up, but I suppose the same could be said for the jungle top duo of TASA. Blast cone sent Fee right. Oh, it hit, but it didn't kill. Beautiful prediction out of Eastman. Doesn't find the kill. Absolutely fabulous team fighting there. The Gore Drinker Nocturne just wasting so much time, realistically. Like, he's not even getting a kill onto it. He's just wasting Wumpus's time, and he's blowing Mishi's ult onto Wumpus.
Yep.
So the Kale doesn't have it for herself, and well, it's just kind of saluting your team as you go down after that point. You've done your job. You're going to take your death, and you're going to take your assists as your team cleans up. What is Vayne? Vayne might be going for a Witch with the recurve bow.
Recurve bow and longsword, though.
Longsword goes into Heartbound Axe. Or maybe I'm not remembering the path 100% correctly, but this is an odd build, none to say. Now we've got pretty much everyone topside. Gwen is bottom lane, and there is not a tower for a very long time down in that path. Kale's down here.
Oh, here comes the paranoia. Oh, Kills is in.
Can they get kills out?
Nocturnal goes down onto the Kale, but she just ults herself. Now Bound is down. Oh, a nice hook onto Kills from Nautilus. Trundle gets the Q. Kale gets the shutdown onto Kills.
It's 1 kill. It's a big chunk onto XL, and it's the jungler dead. 5-man topside for TASA. They're going to start off the Baron, and Northward found their way to a tower, but I think they're only going to get one in this exchange. Recall's coming out to defend the inhibitor tower. Lux ult comes out, but it's the 900 damage smite that's going to secure the Baron buff. And TASA looking very scary here as the game continues to scale. Mishi one
Easton
level
getting
away
jumped by
from
Mishi.
16.
Flashes over the binding. There goes the shield from the crown. Oh my god, the auto's coming through, and the E finishes her off.
450 gold in Mishi's pocket, and possibly more important, the level 16 reached. An absolute unit on this Kale, and they finally scaled into the late game prodigy that they have been touted to be. Now it's just a question of if TASA can make the right map movements to close out this game 2 and send us to a game 3 shot talk.
And it's interesting because gold wise, it's only 1,000 difference. And we've seen with these team fights that they're still close. But there's just need to be a lot of priority on this Kale suddenly. It's, well, not even suddenly. It's been that way for a good 10 minutes now. But
It does feel.
yeah. Now with the death cap completed especially, Kale is just an absolute monster.
Complete menace right now, and Fee's starting to fall off, so it's a good time for the Kale to pick it up. Kills is really the one person that you can say can match the
Paranoia
scaling.
comes in. Nocturne just diving in 1v4. The Ari is dead with the laser, and now they're thinking about it. Oh, Kills gets taken out. I didn't even realize the Nasher's Tooth picked up by Kaisis, so those W's start hurting now.
Because it was the AP, the W actually procced an additional charge and procced the passive. Then so much damage. Kills with flash and heal just didn't expect it. And now Mishi just gets to push uninhibited on the bot lane because Vayne's the only one that can answer him.
Oh no.
Kale's just going.
Leona's here. Can they get the 2v1? There's the ult coming out from Gwen. The Shroud comes down. There's the ult out of Kale. Leona's dead. Teleport's coming in. Kale does get shut down. There's the final spark coming through. It's a 4v3. Abound is running for his life. Gets healed.
Kills, this is your moment. Okay, it wasn't. Well, he didn't think it was. I thought it was.
Oh, those low health bars, yeah. Yeah, you want to see the Vayne moment.
I think at this point you need to see the Vayne moment. We really need to see Kills step up. Pretty much the only one that's going to be able to match the scaling. Yes, Gwen does scale, but this game just is not set up very well for the Gwen to be the hard carry.
Yeah.
Absolutely would love North to just prove me wrong and pop off. He did get the 1,000 gold shut down, so Gwen massive in that, right? Excuse me. 2k gold in pocket. I was just gonna say he should have more than this. He's debating what to spend it on. Soul point picked up off the back of the push. An inhibitor dropped, but good news is that North will have the teleport up and available, so he can sit in that bot lane, soak all of that experience in gold, teleport to a Baron play here if it's going to happen in the next couple minutes. Mishi got a little bit more solo XP to go. Grab the Sheen for some quick burst. Oh, it's going to be a Blade of the Ruined King for kills. What?
Yeah.
Interesting build.
Ooh,
Oh, it's
dodges
disaster.
everything.
That was interesting. Oh, Easton might have to flash here.
Okay. Oh yeah, Lux is in a bad spot. Has to flash the wall, and the solar flare comes out for not a lot.
4v5, the Gwen so far away, and now back in base. And with a minute 30 till Baron, I feel like Gwen needed to stay bot lane and have some sort of pressure, at least keep the pressure off. The super minions are going to start to stack up, and someone's going to have to be down there by the time the Baron spawns. Kills would love to pick up the additional. This just feels like Gwen is getting CS and golden experience.
Oh my god, Abound just gets
no.
jumped, and the Kale damage is way too much.
Absolutely can't go face checking any bushes even with the tanky build. It is just not enough HP to survive. Good news is your jungler will be alive for Baron. Bad news is they might start to siege before that 4v5 on the map. Super's double stack super wave pushing in the bottom lane.
Caught by the binding, but flashes out even though she was only taken down to half health.
Might have not wanted the Leona CC to come in and finish the job. Takes the easy option out. Flash down for the Baron fight could end up being big. We'll see as the Lich Bane's completed. The Kale's onto 4 items. The Vayne's sitting at 3. One Zonya's completed. See if we get 2 more. We got a cloth armor in Ari's inventory, so we might be getting the second one on the way.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
unironically good for them to go triple Zonias this game.
Yeah, 100%. The charm goes wide, but
Sai
that's
needs
a
to be careful.
big chunk. Pillar's down. Ari's ulting in, gets the charm onto Leona. There's the solar flare. The stopwatch output of Leona.
Dead.
Yeah, kills going down. Nishi Lishi is just, yeah, a walking battleship, just wading into the middle of the aristocrats.
Absolutely demolishing everyone. Just gonna walk into their faces. Knows there's nothing they can do. Honestly, you can just play with them here because they've got to answer supers in the base. The Baron is completely uncontestable. And this is starting to look like a wrap for TASA Blue. Pulled the game out into the late game, and the Kale is popping off. Absolutely obliterating everything in their path.
And what a different performance out of Wumpus. So much more successful on the same pick. The multiple completed items, no longer the tragedy of the Muramasa.
It's crazy. It's crazy how that.
Oh, Ari gets grabbed. The Lux ult comes through. The Nocturne ult for the follow-up gets the kill. Flashes out, but there is only red health bars there. But now Kills is in there. Here's the fight. Trundle barely gets out. Now Nautilus is taking shots. There's the Silver Bolt stacking up. Leona's leading the charge. Kaisa's there, and they're backing off. Oh, God. Kale's behind them.
Rocking a hard place. Who's gonna... Oh, Mishi!
Lux gets chunked, but now Kaisa finishes her off. There's the Kale ult. Wumpus is in there. There's the Kaisa ult. Gwen's joining the fight now. Trundle gets the Q. She's going in.
Gwen's immune?
Gwen's immune. Gets the kill on Kale. You win this, Northward. Waiting for the dash cooldown.
Has ult soon. Can
Gets
keep
the
going.
auto. Nice 1,000 gold shutdown. Now chasing down the Trundle. Here's a teleport coming in from Pumpkins. She doesn't see it. Oh, the last charge of the Gwen ult comes through. Alright. Eating the fruit.
Should just start off this dragon and
the charm goes
keep it
wide.
around 2,000 gold, 2,000 HP rather. Wait for a bound to come in for the smite secure.
Yep.
Looks like that's the play. Rest of the team respawns, gets to the base. Ooh. Oh, the game was looking scary. North might make me eat my words. This Gwen picked up a lot of gold in that fight. Killed the Kale and the Kaisa. Both had bounties. How much gold is he sitting? Oh, he just spent those.
Yeah, he just spent it. Got a death cap.
Wait, that Rabadon's wasn't there before.
No.
Wait, that Rabadon's wasn't there before.
Yeah, that's a big old hat Gwen just picked up.
Okay. North is huge now. Easton still pumping out the damage. Kills waiting for his moment. Will say his condemns and teamfights have been a lot better than the lane condemns. So picking up some slack on that one. XL, gotta be careful. Warden by yourself at this point in the game. It's 3 minutes on Baron. It's 4 minutes on Dragon. Mishi's about to have teleport, or not teleport rather, but flash come off of cooldown. That is a huge boon for the Kale. Void Staff complete, so no Zonias. Completely relying on the ultimate. It's so scary.
Gwen goes in there. Now the paranoia comes through. The laser is in there. It's the Zonias. Northward gets the kill onto Nautilus. Trundle is down. Kaisa's down. Pumpkins and Mishilishi just were not in that fight. Well, no, Pumpkins dipped, but Mishilishi
was there. Spirit rushed out.
Yeah. Fighting without your
North,
10, 4,
North
and 10 kills.
Okay, well, I don't know about the teleport, but...
This should be an inhib in mid lane.
I think you. Oh, I really don't like how Clown are playing this. I really don't like how Clown are playing this. I think both Lux and Gwen recall once you see the Kale and then just run down the Kale. If Ari's the only one alive, you end the game with Vayne and Leona.
Yep.
Like, Nocturne's there too, but he doesn't do much. And if anything ever happens, the Kale ever gets back, the Kale ever dies because tries to turn and fight and can't kill the Gwen or something, that's when you double teleport into the base. Like, you have that option available to you. I think more decisiveness could have just ended the game, and now you're going to have to win another team fight. It's Baron in a minute. It's Soul for both teams in 2 minutes. Very scary letting a game-winning play slip out of your hands.
And barely more than 1,000 gold separating these two teams. It is so insanely close.
It's all decision making at this point. I think we've gotten to the point of the game where Gwen is massive, Kale is massive, Vayne is massive, Lux is like, everyone's just strong. Everyone has items. Gold is irrelevant. It is how you press your buttons. It is where you move on the map. It is decisiveness, shot calling, moving as a unit as Northworth leads a charge.
Oh my god.
She's here home. Mishi damage.
And Vayne, coming into this fight, did just finish a Wit's End. So having that MR is going to be helpful.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think the MR matters. I mean, you just built Wits into a Void Staff. Like,
true.
I don't think it matters whatsoever. Oh, the fights are so tense. One fight should decide the game.
Yep.
Baron has spawned.
Easton's fishing.
One bind onto a priority target can absolutely flip this game.
And I feel like that kind of has to be Kale that Easton's looking for, because not having the Zonias means that Kale is, and Kale's the priority target anyways, but sure, she's the one that you can actually hit with the laser.
I mean, there's a lot of
pending the ult.
XL. I think it's a situation where if you can one-shot anyone, you one-shot anyone, because XL right now has flash and should just be saying, I'm going to flash on Kale every single fight 100
the
times.
Aristocrats are rushing the Baron. Kills, gets it. The paranoia comes down. Philo's in there.
Kale gets a beautiful
line up for Lux. And they're all dying. It's 4 for nothing. Kale wasn't there. They're debating whether to run it down mid or to go for the dragon, and absolutely going for the game end is the play. Kale's got to defend 1v5 though.
4-man final spark was gorgeous, but man, I'm gonna give credit where credit's due. I'm gonna take my bow. North, you absolutely smurfed at this game after getting those shutdowns.
Kale goes in, gets killed, and that is it.
It's not 1v5able. I hyped up the Vayne, but it was the Gwen scaling that absolutely carried this game. Northward, you have my applause. You have my apologies for doubting you. You killed it this game, and you make the series a nice quick 2-0 for the Clown Gaming. Gave us a little bit of a scare there, Clown Gamers. Gave us a little bit of a scare.
Yeah.
But they're able to pull it out in a 39-minute barn burner.
Oh, man. That is, yeah. I've seen a couple Gwen like hard carry late games in the last couple weeks, but that was a nail biter. I was genuinely worried about that one, but Northward really just clutched it out.
Shotuck, I'm sorry. My throat is absolutely killing me. Chat wants to see Gotham Game 3. If you want to get kills in here, maybe, and switch over to that could be cool. But I will say I can't do it. For some reason, my throat just absolutely died. I'm chugging tea. I don't think I should do any more than I signed up for. But if Kills wants to hop in here and cast Gotham Game 3 with you, that'd be hype. I'll stick around in Twitch chat. I'll watch that.
All right. Yeah.
Kills still in Twitch chat? He's still in Twitch chat. He should have heard that.
I'm gonna
Hopefully.
let someone who runs things let me know if we're allowed to stream Game 3, if that league has their own streamers.
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, you can just if you have any of them friended, you can just right click and spectate. I think they're in game.
Batman is creating custom game.
Oh, okay, they're not. Yeah,
So it looks like they same league is what I'm seeing. Yeah, so it looks like they're just going into it. They're getting ready for game 3.
I mean, Sam said it was up to us, so I'm assuming it's fine.
Django might actually die, but
I might die.
Kills.
Kills was the one who said it was the same league. You want to come cast? I'm gonna die. I need to leave. My throat's gonna kill me.
Oh yeah, if you need, I can come cast. It's Friday night. Okay. I don't have to be at work tomorrow. All right. I have no idea how to expand because this channel in Discord is
oh wait, am I blocking?
People.
Oh, okay. I can just bow out. Hey, thanks for the invite to come on, guys. Congrats to the Clown Gamers for 2-0. North, you have my respect. You're a god, Gwen. 100 times out of 100. Easton, I never want to play against your Lux. Really good game. GG's, guys.
GG's, everyone. I'm going to take us to a brief break while we sort out getting into Game 3 of Clown Gaming Gotham. But you guys don't need to see how the sausage is made here. So don't go anywhere. Sorry about that. Welcome back, everyone. We are loading in. We are getting ready for Clown Gaming Gotham versus Crimson something or the other. Sorry, I do not know the team names super well right now. I'm here with kills. Here by popular demand.
How's it going, everyone? We've got Clown Gaming Gotham versus, and I looked it up, Crimson Legionnaires, in case we were unsure.
Okay. So, Crimson Legionnaires have a really interesting draft. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, they're going with the early Senna pick. Senna's super strong right now, but I'm unsure of why they're pairing it. What are they pairing it with? The Sejuani? It's either the Sejuani or Jarvan support.
All right, so we have the pro draft, but we are in client draft already. So let's see if we can get any information. All right, so I'm guessing this is going to be a Jarvan support.
Yeah,
because we've got Clegg top Sejuani.
That's going to be interesting. Jarvan support basically can kind of fill the same niche, I guess, that you want with Tom Kent, just with a little less safety and more going in for the Senna. You just basically want that tank support that's able to peel for you, which the Jarvan will be able to do a little bit with his combo. And Senna support or Senna ADC is actually super strong right now because they keep changing the numbers on her passive, and it currently favors ADCs. So that's gonna be super fun to play against.
They just this week nerfed. That was this patch that they nerfed her soul drop rate for when she's farming, right?
Yeah, but I think they increased her damage off that as well.
Okay.
So,
and they had just given her back they had just given her the slow on auto attacks. Wait a second, that's Jarvan mid. All right, so we're getting Senna Veigar bot lane.
Interesting. Yeah, this is nothing what I would have expected. But let's take a look at the Clown Gaming draft for a second, because I am noticing one thing. That is a Hecarim from Batman. And I know from some great scrims that I've had all around the leagues that Hecarim is absolutely busted right now. Hecarim is so strong. You can first pick him blind anytime because this champ can just run around the map with two different build styles that he wants. He's probably going to go the Chem Tank this game because, or the Divine Sunder this game because of the tankier side from Crimson. But you could also go the Chem Tank with the tier build.
Yeah, Chem Tank Muramana is what I see most of the time these days.
Yeah, it all depends on the enemy comp, but it's still so strong. The champion is absolutely busted, and I would not be surprised if we see a wild horse running around all across the map.
The only catch I'll say with that is that with lanes like Kled and Jarvan, and I feel like even the Veigar Senna has a lot of safety. It's a bit tough to get ganks done early with the Crimson comp. It's a super wonky, like unconventional comp, and I'm really curious to see how the lanes actually play out.
Yeah, this is definitely something that is going to be a little hard on the Hecarim to get these ganks off, but if he does, then I am super confident in the Clown Gaming comp. Victor, the patented induced Xayah, you already know he's building lethality. He will not touch a single crit item on that champion.
There's so much comfort in the picks for Clown Gaming here that it's hard to bet against them. Like the double potatoes on champs they know well, Demandus on Victor, Batman on Hecarim, Induced Xayah. Like these are all champions they play a lot, to say the least.
Yeah, it's all comfort. If you give if you give Potato Camille, it'd even be even more comfort. Surprised he didn't pick it here, honestly. But super strong overall. It's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah. We are gonna go for a little bit longer of a break because I badly need water. I'm gonna start sounding like Django did. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes, as long as Spectator doesn't die again. Welcome back, everyone. We are here from break. Everything loaded in, and we've got Clown on blue, Crimson on red. I am once again Shotduck here with Kills.
I'm so excited for this one, especially after that insane draft that we saw. We've got Kled, a Jarvan mid, and Veigar Senna bot lane. This is going to be a wild one.
Senna support too. I was gonna say I didn't think Senna, fasting Senna was still what's up.
Yeah,
and I think it's still not.
yeah, they're going to try and get basically as many souls as possible on that Senna. She's going to be doing a bunch of damage late game.
Interesting. So I'm seeing the fleet footwork on Senna. I've seen first strike be super annoying on her. How do you feel about the fleet footwork instead? Also the cleanse.
Yeah, so the fleet footwork's basically going to be used here to sustain from the poke from the Xayah and the Victor. So she's just going to try and be able to heal up as much as possible after she takes the poke. First strike is usually the play nowadays, but I can see the fleet footwork working out in this game.
This mid lane matchup is presumably should be pretty volatile because Jarvan wants to be in there for the most part, and it's kind of up to Demandus to push him out.
Yeah, every time he sees the flag drop, he should just basically be dropping his stun. So if he sees a Jarvan flag come out, the W should come out from the Victor. It looks like he got a
Kled's
fight up
getting
here.
run down. The Mordekaiser passive just doing all of Skarl's health. Double flashes though.
That's a little unfortunate because the play should have worked out for Potato, but he's gonna kind of go even there. The wave's gonna push in. Let's see if he can do something with that.
Kled does hit level 2. So he can start trying to exist, but he's also got the Skarl bar almost complete. So he's about to remount, which is where things I feel like get worse for Mordekaiser because he doesn't have that same level of healing.
Yeah, that champion's busted. He's just gonna be able to heal up completely from all of that damage. Looks like bot lane's gonna be pretty normal just against poke. I'm expecting mid lane. Victor should be able to just shove this Jarvan out of lane. I'm surprised he's stacking up a big wave though, trying to crash it and probably get a back off.
Yeah, Victor has a CS advantage, but it's going to be completely negated if Jarvan collects these under the turret. I'm a little worried. Once Jarvan gets an item, the mid lane electrocute Jarvan with Ignite, if he can get a damage item before Victor finishes the crown, he can definitely burst him out.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to be straight full lethality on that Jarvan. It looks like they're trying to set up a gank on the mid lane right now with Sejuani sitting in the bush. I don't think Victor sees him either. Hecarim's just sitting bot side doing his Krugs, and Sejuani's going to go back and do her own Krugs as well. We should be pretty even on the sides. TP on top lane.
The full farming plan from Hecarim makes sense. They traded Scuttles. That champ clears so healthily.
Yeah, he's trying. It looks like he's trying to get some ganks off bot. He went down there once, sat in the bush a little bit, wasn't able to do something. He's down here again. They're going
Potato. Nice engage. Hecarim dives in. There's the Veigar cage. Senna gets the stun onto Hecarim, and they're just walking out. But that's double flashes and the cleanse from Senna.
Yeah, Clown Gaming is going to come out on top there. 2 summoners to 3 down there. Both flashes and the cleanse from the Senna. And all they used was a ghost on Hecarim. It's going to come up fast, and the flashes are too. So that should be good for them. Big plays. They should look for a repeat now or go for this dragon. Although Hecarim did back.
Hecarim and the bot lane recalling. If Crimson knows what's
dragon.
going on, they should take dragon.
Yeah, they're going to lose dragon off that. It's going to be unfortunate for them. It's definitely with Jarvan walking down.
That's what we saw. One of the dragons you guys got, I think it was in game 2, was they had ganked bot and as soon as they recalled after the fight, you guys just walked in and took the dragon.
Yeah, absolutely. We died on that play, or our support died on that play, but it was a free dragon because they weren't able to do anything off of it, and they just left the wave in a bad spot and backed, so...
Here's a Hecarim gank up in top. Kled's got the bar, gets the remount. Mordekaiser's in danger. The dash comes through. The Mordekaiser shield is there. Kled's running for the Mord. Gets first blood with the pistol shot. Now Batman's running him down. Has a 2-level disadvantage, but the Q comes through. There's the all-in from Jarvan. Goes in with the EQ ult.
That's so unfortunate.
Failing the flash through the Cataclysm wall. Feels so bad.
So sad. Actually failing that flash is so bad for him. He could have turned that around, but that's just so unfortunate.
Oh, and that's the power of the Jarvan. I have played more Jarvan mid than I would like to admit. And that's what you do. That's how you play it.
It's strong. It's got a lot of burst damage, especially with that electrocute, and it's only going to get stronger and stronger later on in the game. But that is just so unfortunate. He had the right idea there. He put the stun down immediately, popped the ult, but was not able to get out of there. It's only going to get worse for him in this lane.
I'm trying to figure out what he's... I mean, it's probably just getting the Vamp Scepter for sustain and then going to go into actual other items. But I'm trying to think of what Vamp Scepter and 2 Longswords build into right now.
Does it not build into Eclipse?
Oh, yeah. That would make sense. Eclipse would be a pretty solid purchase for that. Alright, I can see it.
Yeah, you either go Eclipse or maybe Duskblade, but I doubt that one usually. It's definitely going to be an Eclipse angle here.
I could see Stridebreaker being good.
Yeah.
Or Triforce, honestly.
It has less upfront damage, but more overall later on. Let's note here that the dragon never got picked up from the side of Crimson, so we're going to be looking for it right now, with them starting it. And
Mordekaiser has teleport, but it's not unleashed yet. Oh, Demandus gets jumped again, throws down the stun field. Hecarim goes in with the ult. Sejuani's low, has to flash out, but gets taken out by Potato anyways. Now Induced is on the front line. The dragon is still alive. Here comes a Kled ult onto Demandus. He throws down the stun field, flashed over by Kled. There's the... Gravity Well? No. Whatever the Victor ult is called.
yeah.
In the
Something
end...
like that.
Okay, so the Clown's got the Ocean Drake. And I think just...
A kill.
Yeah. I think that was just 1-for-1 kills?
Yeah,
Did Jarvan die?
He got the 1-for-1, and the Jarvan did not die. It was just this is Ronnie that died.
Right.
So Clown is not in a bad spot. They're actually up in gold, but are they going to be able to do much with the gold, or are they going to lose tempo as this Cloud's going to get more and more online? He's going to be able to roam more than this Mordekaiser ever will. Mordekaiser's just going to want to shove and try and 1v1 the Kled, but it's going to be a lot harder for him to do that. So,
Kled getting 2 kills.
Yeah, we're going to be looking to get this Hecarim online as fast as possible, as it looks like he's building the Sunderer build that I was expecting out of him. Picking up the Sheen.
I don't know if I've ever seen Batman build the Chem Tank build. He's usually Sunderer.
We got an answer in the chat. It is Chaos Storm.
Yeah.
As I also realized I could have just hovered over it. Thank you for that one.
Yep. So we're quieting down for a second. That's good. We had a busy couple minutes there. Everything kind of came down. There were a bunch of fights. There was the dragon. Potato stopping backs.
Absolutely. Veigar not even realizing it because he is shopping.
Got Batman contesting, Sejuani trying to solo this Herald.
It's a 3v2. Looks like, yeah, Vector's not walking up right now.
Yeah, Demandus being slow to rotate and Tomato going back to lanes. Looks like they're just giving up this Herald.
Yeah, it's not worth fighting over right now.
Oh, Kled ult coming into mid lane, going for Batman. Sejuani ult comes through too. The Jarvan ult flies in onto Demandus, who gets taken out. Kled going low, Hecarim gets the kill. So just a
kind of an interesting dive. I don't really think that's worth it at all. They got the shutdown taken. The Victor's not worth anything right now. That's kind of a bad play for them. I think they used way more than they needed to for that.
With Mordekaiser joining the fight, teleporting in to join that fight, I think it wasn't as bad as if Mordekaiser had stayed up top and gotten a plate or two. Jarvan goes into the Death Realm. It's under turret, but Mordekaiser's in there, gets the big shield, gets locked up by the Sejuani, and just trades the 1-for-1.
Not too bad. He gets some gold that he desperately needs for that kill there. But kind of an unfortunate thing that the Sejuani was right there to counter, or else he would have just been able to walk out pretty easily.
So Jarvan gets the first mythic of the game. Oh, Sejuani coming in, bot for a gank, induced, dodges with the Xayah ult. Hecarim's here. He's going deep, dives for the Senna. She heals, but now Hecarim gets stunned. There's the Everfrost. Batman does get the kill on Senna. Potato gets taken out by Animatus. So
that's an unfortunate
2 for 2
double kill
at the end of the day.
I thought that was played so well by Induced there until he just walked up and face tanked a lot of Veigar damage. It was kind of unfortunate. I thought if Hecarim actually had ult there, they could have easily turned that around. He didn't, and he kind of just walks in, does some damage, and then it was pretty useless after that.
Kled and Mord going for an all-in in top lane. Kled gets dismounted, but Mord's shield, I believe, is on cooldown. Oh, pistol comes out, but Kled's close to remounting. Yeah, that matchup looks rough. I think it's the... Is it the Bear Trap on a rope? Did they give... Am I imagining it? Does Kled have a shield break? I know Bear Trap on a rope applies grievous wounds.
There is a very good chance that it does have a shield break. I can get us that info as soon as possible.
Zerobi is saying, yeah, Kled Q has a shield break. Now Sejuani's coming in bot, stacking the passive onto Rel. Nice jump away from Potato, and now Batman's here, gets the E onto Jarvan. Sejuani ult flies out for the disengage, though. Jarvan gets snared by the Xayah feathers, and Induced gets the kill on Buckbeak.
Yeah, really nice play there by Induced. Now they're able to actually look for this dragon. Hopefully they can get their... Actually, they're pushing in. They might not be able to. They don't have tempo
Kled
here.
is here, and Mordekaiser can't join. Rel locks up 3 of them, so it's Kled all alone on the other side. The Veigar cage comes down. Potato gets taken out. Kled gets dismounted. And they're walking away.
That was such a good engage by Potato. About 5 seconds too early, though. If he was able to get that a little later while his team was closer, that would have been so huge for them, but his team was nowhere near him.
Tremendous and Batman just taking the dragon after...
Oh, wow. That...
Sejuani's in the middle of nowhere. She is gonna go down for this.
I'm shocked that worked.
Yeah, same. Kled and Mordekaiser fighting in top lane. The passive's running. The Bear Trap on a rope comes down. Kled goes into the Death Realm, gets dismounted, dodges the Q with a pistol. Now the remount comes in. The Bear Trap on a rope is there, and Mordekaiser gets solo killed.
He had to kill him before he remounted. That's so unfortunate.
Tiny
like,
sliver
1
of health
HP.
bar. Yeah.
Oh, he actually killed him there. That would have been so good. But he was not able to finish it off before the remounts. And that broken champion Kled just got 800 HP just by doing nothing. And
Batman coming in gets dodged by Buckbeak.
alright, good one, Batman. Alright, let's see. We've got Herald coming up in 40 seconds. Looks like Balane's just pushing in. What do we do? I think we look for some push out the lanes and possible resets for this Herald coming up.
I think all the grouping up and fighting as a team has worked out really well for Clown. Mainly it got Demandus out of this dangerous situation he was in mid. The Jarvan looked like he was going to start farming Victor just on ult, whenever the ult was off cooldown. But since they've been grouping up, Jarvan's been using his ult cooldown elsewhere, and Demandus has gotten a lot of safety, and he got his mythic. Here comes the Kled ult in onto Demandus. Hecarim is there, gets stunned up by the Sejuani passive. Kled got dismounted. Now fighting in bot lane, Induced is in a 2v1, and Potato shows up to help, and I think they're disengaging. There's the Veigar cage. The ult comes through, the Everfrost goes through. Flash away from the Rel engage by Veigar.
Yeah, that was a lot going on. I think Batman unintentionally griefed. He with the ult coming down from Jarvan, he basically just dashed out and did 0 damage to Jarvan. Not really his fault. Kind of a good play by Jarvan there to lock him out. I don't think it was intentional by anyone. But Clown Gaming was in a decent spot here. I think they win 5-5.
Potato going for harass to interrupt the backs, but gets stopped himself.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think Clown Gaming wins 5v5 straight up. They've got the Rel and Xayah who do a lot of damage. And because they've got such an unorthodox comp on the other side, they got to look for unorthodox plays for it to make it work.
Senna stun comes through onto Rel. Kled's here too. The teleport comes in from Mordekaiser. Rel goes in with the ult to engage. Gets stunned up in return. Alright, Sejuani's in the Death Realm. Mordekaiser flashes in, is going for it. Gets the kill. So has the bonus stats from Sejuani, but he's in the middle of nowhere. Now Hecarim dives in. Kled gets dismounted. Buckbeak goes down. Kled's still alive. Senna's running. And I think they're backing off. And Clown should get this tower.
Absolutely. What a wild turn of events. The fact that the Mordekaiser barely got that kill there really what changed it a lot.
Flashes in with the Chaos Storm. But now Veigar is there. Veigar goes down. Induced gets that kill. But here comes Kled. The ult comes through, targets the Xayah. Gets the kill, but now Batman's got to try to run. But the Bear Trap on a rope puts him back. And Kled comes away with a triple.
Oh, the Dong duo coming up just short there. The Victor play, that is so gutsy. It almost works out for them. But once again, the most broken champion in the world, Kled, coming in and just stunning him up, 2v1ing him. That's just such an unfortunate play to happen. I thought the Hecarim ult coming out was actually going to be huge to save Induced with his stun at the same time. But that proc damage coming in last second, able to kill Xayah. We do have Dragon coming up actually in 10 seconds. We're going to look to see. Might have another fight here.
Nobody has cooldowns. Like, the teleports are all gone. Batman has Ghost. Induced has Flash. Jarvan has both Summoners. And Senna has Cleanse. Ults. People do have ults. Except for Sejuani, who just field goals hers.
Big thing to look at. Notice who does not have ult. There is no ult on this Hecarim for another at least 20-30 seconds. That's going to be huge in this fight.
Kled also without his ult, but the Mordekaiser notably has his, and Xayah's is about to come off cooldown.
I think that's what they're waiting for. I think they're waiting for their ultimates to come back up before they do anything.
Buckby is in a really good flank position, has access to the back line if they can go in. Zaya takes a tower shot. They're just trading words back and forth now.
It's the vision game.
All right, so
The game where-
Buckby got seen, so Potato Tomato is zoning them.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the Kled ult. Going for Demandus, gets on top of them. The Vhagar cage stunning 3. Oh, that's a dead Victor. Now Rel's applying CC. Mordekaiser gets the Vhagar kill in the Death Realm, but now Senna's in on the back line. Jarvan gets a kill on Demandus, but Mordekaiser is so gigantic in the back line. Kled gets the remount, gets the kill. Sejuani's running away and Batman's alone. It's the two horses left.
All I gotta say is Potato Tomato just 1v3 that entire fight.
Yup.
And somehow they do not come out on top. He gets almost 3 kills, taking up 3 people, and the other 4 could not kill 2 people.
Yeah, that's another 3 kills to Kled.
Yeah, Kled just running over their team. The Dragon is up, though. I think we're going to see another fight coming out for Dragon again.
Mordekaiser getting the kill on Vhagar in the Death Realm is so big because not only does it take the CC and the damage from Vhagar out of the fights, but it also gives Mordekaiser that big chunk of AP from the Vhagar stats that he steals.
Yeah, that is absolutely huge for him. This fight, we got some ults up again. The Hecarim ult is back online. We're gonna have another one, another good showdown.
There's the Jarvan ult onto Induced, but Demandus gets the kill on him. The Vhagar cage comes down. Potato gets killed, but that's Vhagar ult down for just the support. Batman's on the front line, and so now Crimson is running away. Senna gets pulled back, and Induced just blows up Prophet Loop.
All I gotta say is
go for it.
Whoever popped that plant there absolutely trolled Senna. she got slowed and then was able to get killed by the Mordekaiser. Clown Gaming picks up the Infernal Drake that took 10 minutes to take, it felt like. And
Vhagar is trying for an execute. That took me a second to figure out what was going on. I was just like...
same. I'm like, why is the tower hitting him?
We have 39 kills in 23 minutes.
And probably about 15 of them came within the last 5 minutes.
Here comes another Kled ult onto Induced. He's in a 3v1 though. The gravity field goes down. Kled dives forward. Senna ult comes through. Now Potato's in the middle of 3. And that is a pick for Crimson Legionnaires. It is Crimson Legionnaires, right?
Absolutely. And this is going to be looking like a rough one here. They're going to be setting up for this Baron right now that they've got a pick on the support. They definitely can still make something happen, though. Don't forget, Mordekaiser has the TP to TP into this fight.
Vhagar does not have TP and is about to show bot lane.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to do this at all.
Yeah, they've got to back off. They did get the teleport out of Mordekaiser, though. So that's successful play.
I guess if that's what you're looking for. I think they're looking for a fight there, trying to get a 4v4 off. But nothing will come of it. We're all just going to reset, try and farm up some minions, and wait for another fight. Most likely over some sort of objective. Baron or the next dragon.
I think Baron is super risky right now for either team to go for with how even these fights are. Whichever team starts taking Baron damage and has the reduced resistances or reduced damage from Baron is kind of guaranteed to lose that fight, and I feel like that could really snowball the game. And especially for the Clowns, where they're sitting on 3 dragons right now, there's no reason for them to take that risk. They can just push out lanes, push for deep vision, and play for this 4th dragon and get Infernal Soul, because that's such a massive power spike. So we've got some items coming through. Hecarim's got a Death's Dance. Zaya finished off the Mana Mune. Or Mirror Mana. Mirror Mana. Demandus got himself a Void Staff. Oh. There's the Kled ult onto Potato. Sejuani goes in, but now Kled gets stunned under turret. Hecarim ult comes through. Kled's dismounted. 1,000 gold shutdown goes to Batman, and Veigar's in the Death Realm with Mordekaiser. The Veigar ult comes in, but doesn't kill, and Potato Tomato gets the kill on Animandus.
Yeah, that's absolutely huge. This should definitely be a Baron. Great play by the whole of Clown Gaming to be able to get that Kled off their back immediately. Shutdown's gonna be big on Batman. And this should, honestly, this could swing the game right here if they're able to pick this up.
Yeah, getting this Baron, as long as Sejuani doesn't come through with the steal. Oh, Induced gets the kill, and Sejuani flashes out.
This is going to be big, too, because they're going to have this up for the next Dragon. Soul is going to be up in 1 minute, 15 seconds, and they will have Baron for it. This could be huge for Clown Gaming.
These team fights have been coming down to which top laner can actually 1v4 the fight. Which is so intense. And the scoreline looks so much better for Kled, but Mordekaiser has been just absolutely immense in these fights.
Yeah, this Mordekaiser's absolutely carrying this team on his back. Who cares about the scoreline? 5-5 versus 8-2. This is not the Batman show. This is the Potato Tomato show, putting this team on his back every single time. Ulting the Veigar is huge every time.
Yeah, pulling the Veigar out of these fights has been so impactful. Oh, Potato gets blown up by the Veigar in the cage, and now Batman gets caught by the Sejuani ult. Kled is diving forward, and Batman has to ghost out.
I'm a little scared. Deuce looks like he's looking a little feisty.
Mordekaiser isn't there just yet. Kled dives in. A ton of damage. Huge. The feathers pull back for 2 kills.
That was some huge damage out of Induce. Hopefully, they actually might be able to
turn this around. And now Mordekaiser is joining the fight. Kled gets the remount after fighting Demandus. He's going 1v1 with Mordekaiser. Jumps over the wall. He's in the Death Realm. Gets dismounted. Oh, but the feathers don't get pulled back.
I don't even think he saw him. That might be an issue. The cooldown was up, but I don't think he had vision to see him. This should be free. This might be a free soul.
Oh, Induce takes out Prophet Lu, and yeah, that is uncontestable now.
Yeah, this is definitely be a free soul for Clown Gaming. Soul Gaming. It's going to be a big swing in gold now. We've got around a 3.5, almost 4K gold lead for Clown Gaming.
Still pretty close, but having that big power spike of Infernal Soul is going to be impactful. It's those little differences in team fights are now suddenly just going to be pulled wide open.
Yeah, I think this is actually going to help. Out of anyone on Clown Gaming's team, I think this is going to help that man right there, the Victor Diamandis. I think it's going to be able to increase his damage so much, especially off the AoE off his laser, the Death Ray. It's going to increase the damage a lot. And hopefully he can get some gold and some kills, because he kind of got camped a little bit first half of the game.
Yeah, the early game was super rough for Demandus.
Yeah.
He hasn't had the most, it hasn't been a billboard game for him, but he's been putting in work. Honestly, the super defensive build, just letting him survive them diving in on him, has been really clutch.
It's worked out great for him. He started off this game like 1-4 or something, and he's brought it back to a reasonable 4-5, 4-5-10 score line, which is pretty good. We should be looking at a 230 Baron. Baron's up 230. We're just gonna be pushing out the blades though for the most part.
Going for a fight. Alright, Sejuani's getting caught. Batman knocks her out of the stun field. Induced kills Veigar on the back end. And Sejuani does finally go down.
That's that Infernal Drake already proven worthwhile for him.
Meanwhile, Kled and Mordekaiser just gave up on the rest of the map. They're just hanging out in their own playground.
I think what happened right there, I think they typed in chat 1v1 me bro, and they're just going top lane. They're gonna have a fun time up there. Let the team play it out. Who cares? Just let them fight. But yeah, this game's getting busted wide open.
Yeah.
The bot inhib is being exposed. Mid's about to get exposed. We're about to have 2 open inhibs with the Baron coming up in 130.
So it looks like we're getting a reset. Clowns are backing off. Yeah, it's especially with Baron coming up in a minute. Everyone needs to go back, spend some gold, buy some wards.
Taking a look at these items here. Pretty reasonable builds coming out from everyone. The Shreldia's Grudge coming out from Zaya to try and get some slows off so she's not permanently getting jumped on by this Kled and Jarvan. I think it's a pretty good choice by him.
Sejuani is really close to completing the Fimbulwinter. I don't think that's like the most massive of spikes, but it's a spike for sure. It's much more impactful than the Winter's approach.
Absolutely, it's going to be helpful, especially it'll be good with this Baron coming up to 20 seconds on this Baron. Clown Gaming has complete control over not complete control. They're trying to get control over this pit with the vision. They've got 1 ward down, so I would not say that's control much. But they're there, so who needs wards when you are actually there?
I don't love Kled going into the Bramble Vest when he has the short cooldown Grievous Wounds already. Oh,
I don't love Senna getting already.
They are fighting in a choke point. Batman is the first to go down. Senna and Sejuani are super low on the back end. But this fight is... Yeah, Mordekaiser's completely untouched. Has Kled in the Death Realm. He's trying to run for it, and now Mordekaiser's going after the backline. Kled's too low to actually finish off Demandus or Induced. Potato Tomato doesn't go down, just walks away.
Yeah, really good call, but most likely probably by his team to tell the Mordekaiser, hey, don't worry about the Kled. It's fine. Go after the other 2. They're standing over there. Go kill him. Go kill him. We'll be all right. And that is exactly what happened. He did not kill them.
Just absolutely murders the Veigar under turret. Stopwatches to drop aggro. No, didn't stopwatch. I'm completely crazy.
The Veigar who stopwatched.
Yeah.
My thing is here, we're looking at who cares about Baron. We've got Elder coming up in 55 seconds. Are they going to look for some resets and go for Elder?
The timing is going to be tight if they don't get back soon. That's 30 seconds, so they're not going to have time to do, like, the most thorough prep.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a late recall by everyone. 25. Some of them aren't even recalling. 3 of them are just staying. We got TP coming out from... Oh, they're double TP.
Yep.
Okay. Who cares if you late recall? We just double TP.
Kled's at red buff. Jarvan's flanking, but he's 1v5. Sejuani looks like the one who's gonna, spring the trap.
Yeah, they're just gonna chase him off, tell him to shoo away and back off and try and take this Elder. Kled can easily just ult in here though, so who cares if he's far away.
Here comes the Kled ult. Rel stops it. The Death Realm is, Veigar up on the top side. Meanwhile, in the regular world, just the backline can't keep up. The rest of Crimson just dies to the damage. The gold graph is too far swung.
Yeah, they don't even need Elder. They're just gonna end off that. It's crazy how many picks they just gave over to the Clown Gaming side. Too many signature picks was given over. I thought this game was they played well early on from Crimson, but Clown Gaming had the better team fight team. Zaya, Rel, Victor, too many good picks. The strange picks did not help them this game, and that's a GG coming out there.
Yeah. GG's to Clown, getting another win. That was game 3, so that should be that was a 2-1 win.
Absolutely, but you know what that means? That means Clown Gaming is 2-0 to start the season this year.
All right. So let's see this this damage graph. I suspect Victor did a total of 10 damage in that game. But the Mordekaiser, the Mordekaiser and the Zaya, both huge. Kled put out some solid numbers, but Jarvan, once they got out of laning phase, didn't do any damage.
I'm actually shocked the Zaya is that high. I thought the Mordekaiser would just be towering over everyone and straight damage. Yes, Batman is a confirmed kill stealer. 9 kills that he didn't deserve. Basically just walked up and took Potato Tomato's kills. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. All right. So good games to both sides. Thanks for having us on to stream.
Yeah, nice little impromptu game 3. Was not the plan, but it worked out.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. As always, don't forget to share, like, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. Check us out on twitter.com/clowngaming.org. I am Shotduck, signing off, and here's Kills.
Have a good night, everyone. Go Clown Gaming.